immune. So, at the beginning, I really didn't want to talk about this topic, and most of my students know also the reasons. When suddenly something happens, right, with your health and your lifestyle whatsoever, and then you start to dig some techniques how to get rid of it, this will not really work. So I prepared something here. Yeah, it looks like a mess, but it has some system within. So I prepared something here in order to explain to you how the human immune system works according to the traditional Chinese medicine. There are a lot of components, and what I'm talking now today is not only about the TCM, it's not only about traditional Chinese medicine. It's also about knowledge and wisdom from the West, from the East, Far East, and all that comes together, and my own knowledge and wisdom which I put into this, okay? So it is not done with only one, let's say, knowledge of a certain culture, that you take it from there, or another knowledge from the other certain culture, that you take it and then use it, and then everything is fine. So as we see, what's happening right now, it's the whole world is covered in fear. The whole world is covered in anxiety. The whole world is covered also in disease. Yeah? So, and this is not only coming from a virus. The situation what we have right now, it's not only coming from a virus. So basically, the topic of today is the immune system, and it's not only explained how to prevent disease to come into your system, or how to from coming into your system, or how to prevent some viruses of coming into your system. So the topic today really is about how we can understand the whole thing, the whole immune system, how we can understand it. So it's not only nutrition, or it's not only Qigong, or yoga, or something like this. It's also not only having the best vitamins inside your system. It's much, much more than that, okay? So the main reason I do this today, because I really, weeks and weeks, I really didn't want to do that. But the reason I'm doing it, because even long-term students of mine now going into this direction. Yes, you must do Qigong. If you don't do Qigong, you will get sick faster, and the virus has more chances to come into your system. That is all bullshit, okay? That is nonsense. The immune system is not only built up by your Qigong, or by your nutrition, okay, or by vitamins. It has not only to do with that. So the thing what I do today is really about understanding the whole system, the human body, as short as I can explain it. Of course, not the human body in any kind of topic now. The topic is the immune system, of course, right? But the shortest way I can explain it, and I prepared something for that. It looks like a mess, but we will go step by step through, and it will, at the end, it will look more simple to you, to understand it, yeah? So the main reason I'm doing this is that also this goes firstly to all of my own students who think that Qigong is everything or nutrition is everything. That is not the case, okay? You should understand the body, the immune system, and of course, Qigong is part of that work with Qi. So for that you also need to understand the Qi, that the Qi normally at its roots, it's neutral, but there are 6 different ways how the Qi works within our body. So you need to understand that as well before you can, let's say, use Qigong as a tool for healing, which I personally don't teach. I have never taught this, right? And I prevent to teach this to people because they iconize it and they make it to their own God and think health comes from that, which is not true. Health, my people, comes from that what created health. So I'm not going to say what created health. You can think by yourself. The atheist will think a different reasoning, right? The believer will think differently, but both of them will have an answer to that. And that what created this thing called health, that one thing can influence health and give you health or take the health from you, and not a Qigong or man-made thing that you use, or vitamins or whatsoever, or natural food or whatsoever you take to your body and to your system. You don't think that this is going to give you health, all right? But that is a whole different topic now. I'm not talking about this. I just want to tell to you, all what I'm talking here is just a map, a main map of the situation of our immune system according not only to the traditional Chinese medicine, but according also to my own ideas here, all right? So, the immune system, if you ask a Qigong master, mostly a Qigong teacher will tell you you must practice everyday Qigong so your immune system goes strong and it prevents disease from coming into your system and stuff like that. I'm completely not on this side. I'm completely not on that side when it comes to how the immune system really works. So the immune system has 11 components, okay? 11 aspects what make the immune system what it is, all right? So there are internal and external aspects. So we will start very slow, step by step. So the immune system, first of all, I mean the fact that one person will get sick or not in the very first step is determined by destiny. It's not determined by Qigong or the vitamins you take into yourself or the food what you take. The destiny, however, can make you live healthy. The destiny can make you live a healthy life and can make you basically, yes, let's say, make your Qigong and make your exercises or practice your sports and yoga and all that stuff, that you can get healthy, but not the other way around, okay? So the destiny is the first point what includes all the rest what I'm talking right now. And about the destiny, I will not talk today because it will go into belief, fate, and my own very personal belief system. So I don't want to talk about this, but later when we are at the end, I will say a couple of sentences about that. Because all what I'm talking here has also to do with that. Okay? For the beginning, it's enough when you know that. So, destiny is number one. Number two, lifestyle. Lifestyle. So, you cannot tell me that you make Qigong every day and have a very bad, unhealthy lifestyle and still you are healthy. You cannot tell this to me. So what means unhealthy lifestyle? A lot of stuff goes into that. Yeah, one of that is, let's say, nightlife. One of that is partying all day. One of that is drugs, taking drugs like alcohol or other kind of drugs. It can be like smoking cigarettes or taking more hard drugs whatsoever. This is all what I say of what kind of lifestyle you have. You have a lifestyle that gives you joy in life, which is basically the third of those 11 points, joy in life, in a healthy way, without using power of your organs and exhausting them. Do you get what I mean? Like, you can have a lifestyle that gives you joy, and you can have a lifestyle that gives you joy in a healthy way. You understand? So, if you're out partying every day, you don't get your right sleep, you don't get your right relaxation, and you don't let your body and your organs rest on their right times, which is completely fixed and determined according to Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. Every organ has their own time to rest, and every organ has their own active time. So if you are not aware of that and go completely against that, so then your lifestyle will not work for your immune system, it will work against your immune system. And that's a fact. So if you have a weak, let's say, liver, or you have weak kidneys, this will go completely against your immune system, which we will see later. So lifestyle is very important. What kind of lifestyle you have? So you're partying every night, you're going out every night, you don't get sleep enough, you take drugs, you drink a lot of alcohol, all that maybe can give you joy in life, but not healthy joy. So this joy of what I just talked about will give you joy, but same time it will use your yuan qi, pre-heavenly qi, all right? And the Jing, which is stored within your system, which was given to you from birth. So when this Jing means essence, life essence, when this Jing is used, and it is used by exhausting your energy through a very bad way of lifestyle, so if you exhaust this energy, more and more and more from this Jing will be loosened, and there are very, very tiny ways how to fill this up again. But the yuan qi, you never can fill up again. Yuan qi, the pre-heavenly qi, means the qi which is given from you, from your father and from your mother, and pre-stored in your system. This is not what you can build up again. So, lifestyle after lifestyle, joy in life. This is basically the combination of destiny and lifestyle, joy in life. So joy in life goes with emotions, and this goes into vitality. Vitality as we know it. So emotions and vitality, here we need to understand one thing. So lifestyle is determined and let's say can be affected and influenced through external habits. All right? joy in life is not connected to external habits. It's connected to internal habits. How you receive things internally. So the emotions are responsible for your joy in life. I mean, joy is an emotion itself. But what I mean with that is it's internally you decide if you are happy with one thing, what happens to you or not. You decide it internally. Not the thing, what's happening to you, decides that. You understand? So, in this case, you must understand how this works together with inner habits and this works together with external habits. So, the internal habits, or let's start with the external habits. Your external habits, what you have in your life, basically determine your life as it is. So, just now I told you, like, when you, let's say every night you are partying, every night you are going out, you don't get enough sleep. So these are external habits. You understand? So this has nothing to do with internal emotion world. These are external habits what determine your lifestyle. So these habits, basically, they're already, how to say, like set into your system. Because you did them like not only once or twice, so you are doing them day in, day out for years. So they are part of your system already. So these are not things what you suddenly stop from today to tomorrow. Yes, you can do that, but a lot of internal, emotional, and vitality, destructive happenings will come with it. When you suddenly want to stop something what you are doing for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You understand what I say? So, what you are doing your whole life, what you make to your external habits already until now, you cannot stop immediately from today to tomorrow and expect something good will happen. So you must have a plan how to change your lifestyle. It's not happening suddenly, okay? But for that, there are a couple of tools. I'm talking later about it. Right now, just to determine, so the lifestyle is connected to external habits, and joy in life, which is another thing, is determined by internal habits. And internal habits are how you basically, as I said, receive things. So something is happening to you, and it's up to you if you take it with a smile or if you take it outrageous and, with fear, or if you take it with joy, or if you take it with anger. You understand? This is up to you. Because the thing, let's say, something is happening here. Let's say this board is suddenly falling down the table. It's falling down the table. So the board, this thing, doesn't have the power of my inner life. So this board is not responsible, basically, for my joy, for my fear, or for my smile, inner smile. It cannot really touch me internally. You understand? So I myself decide, suddenly this board falls down and my whole video take is done and, gone, and my plan didn't work well out. So suddenly I get angry. But this is my decision. You understand? So this goes into internal habits. If it's a habit of mine to receive everything with a smile, then that too I will smile internally. You understand me? It is not done suddenly. You cannot like have a habit of being angry to some stuff what happening to you which was not your plan, or something didn't went according to your plan and you got angry day in, day out for years. So you cannot change this habit, this internal habit, to suddenly be happy when something wrong happened to you. You understand? So all that here is connected into each other. So the vitality, the inner vitality is your choice. The external things, yes, your lifestyle is also your choice, but what's happening to you outside, let's say you go to a club and then something is happening to you there, not according to your plan. Your external habits bring you to a situation and suddenly something happens there. That what happens there is that what is external, but that what you do with this situation, basically, according to your inner habits, it's your choice. So here we are in this, let's say, joy in life, vitality point, all right, which comes together with a couple of things, like joy in life. It has to do with emotions, and this has to do with inner habits. Why? Because it's a habit of smiling to something what is, let's say, not according to your plan, not according to your ideas. If something happens and it's not according to your idea, so you can smile to that, or you can be angry about it. This is an inner habit, what you build up from years, through years, you understand? So a person who's all the time angry about everything and makes it to a habit to be angry cannot suddenly be happy about something what happens inner emotionally. You understand? So the vitality is according to that. So this thing was tested many times. That, let's say, this very basic test of you hold your arm up and a person pushes your arm down, you think of a very joyful thing and you have full power to hold your arm up, and then suddenly the guy tells to you, think of something very sad suddenly, something maybe you lost in your life or somebody you lost in your life and it's very sad for you, and suddenly your power is gone. So same it is with your immune system. Your immune system shuts down with sad happenings in your life, and when you let these sad happenings come into your system, and that again is not externally, it's internally. You decide that. You decide if something makes you sad or not. So I have talked hours and hours about our animal body system, like Wu Xing Nei Gong, Wu Dang, Wu Xing Nei Gong. So it is a system of the 5 animals, a system of the 5 elements, and also a system of the 5 emotions. How you really control them. How you go consciously into sadness and then change it into joy and change it into anger, change it into grief, whatsoever. So that is a whole different topic now. I'm not going to talk about this today because it's a whole different topic and it will take a lot of time. So in this Wu Xing Nei Gong system, basically, to just say it in one sentence, we are practicing how to change one joy into another, or how to change one emotion into another emotion at will. All right? But this is not the topic today, but it is very important skill in this point of vitality. So this vitality, like the test what I just now explained with this arm, the power of your system all shuts down with sad happenings, and with joy suddenly you are strong and ready to take the challenges. So this vitality has a lot to do with the ability of control your emotions. All right? So that is one thing. So the emotions themselves, they are not given to you from outside. They are from your very inner self, a choice that you personally can make. Okay? This is the point what you need to understand in this point of vitality. But vitality alone is not everything when we talk about the immune system. It's also only one. It's a central point, but it's not the only one point of the immune system. Okay? The other thing here is also basically you have internal habits. Just now, as I said, let's say to be angry about something all the time, and suddenly people talk about Qigong and talk about life energy and being happy and everything should be cool and good and you should smile to everything. You must find a way, you must know a way how to change your habits in order to change your vitality connected to your emotions. You cannot only change your emotion that moment and then think, hey, everything is cool. Because a minute later something will happen and you will get angry again because it's your habit. You understand? It's your habit. So these habits need to be solved. All right? So here again, we are back at the 5 dragons, and we are back at about the cultivation of the 5 elements and how to awaken our inner self to the truth and the real world as it is, and not being stuck in a dream and think everything is that what I see and everything is that what I feel right now. Because in terms of senses, we don't have only 5 senses. We also don't have only 6 senses. Yeah? So, when we go in senses, basically a human being has unlimited senses, but only to, let's say, explain some of senses that the Western world hasn't discovered yet. One basically is the deeper going feeling, and I'm not talking about this feeling what I have with the touch. It's a deeper going feeling. Some call it intuition. Yeah, I'm not calling it that way. So feeling. After feeling, there is a finer sense. This finer sense is this very, very, very tiny and quiet voice inside your mind that tells you sometimes what is right and what is wrong. This voice that we mostly don't listen, that voice that we mostly don't give attention to. Because it's so quiet, we are not really listening to it. So this is another sense. I call it the tiny, quiet, still, calm voice. And after that, there is another thing given to us humans, which is called inspiration or inception. Inspiration, I like the term inspiration more, but it is used widely also for completely other things. So what I mean with inspiration is, the word has it's of in spirit, like spirit and in. So it comes from within the spirit, within your spirit. And it is not a voice, it is not a feeling, it is something what you can call light and truth, which is much more fine than the voice and much more fine than your intuition and your feeling, so that we are not really aware of it. And if we are aware of it, we are not really giving attention to it because it's so tiny, small. But once we start giving attention to that, senses going further than only the 5 senses that we know, the whole world will be changing to another truth. Because right now, our truth is that what we know with our 5 senses and not more. But this truth will change with additional senses what we have. All right? So very basic example, a cat doesn't see the exact way that as you see and as I see. Or a dog doesn't hear the exact waves that you hear and that I hear. So like that, you need to understand also our senses are not only limited into these 5 senses. And the unlimitedness comes from the range of the receiving waves. So your eyes receive the waves which is between this and that range, let's say, and your ears receive the sound waves between this and that range, which is with a dog different range, you understand? But this range opened up into eternity means you receive the complete truth. But right now, that what we basically, what affects us right now, it's only like us, and with us I mean our vitality through our emotions. Right now is only that what we are limited into our 5 senses. But going with that, I can still explain to you how to make things a little bit more easy for you to understand, and the immune system, how to understand the immune system. It's better than to say how to make the immune system strong, and how to make the system more, strong against viruses and stuff like this. I really don't like this, and I'm not going into that direction. Please understand this lecture as a general lecture to understand the immune system as a whole thing. All right? Okay. Now coming back to the components. So we had 1, destiny, 2nd, lifestyle, which is determined by our external habits. 3rdly, joy in life. How much joy you have in life, that much vitality you have, because your emotions make you strong, or with sadness or grief, weak. Yeah? So the joy can make you strong, and the people tested it already, the universities tested it already. This test with this arm and the strongness is only one example. They also already tested it with the mind and the brainstorming ideas of a human body. So they put a human with ideas which give him a lot of joy, and then ask him a couple of questions. And then the same person, they gave him some ideas of being sad, and some images makes the person really sad, and then gave him this person some questions. And the amount of questions this person could answer truly right and in a rapid speed means concerning how many questions this person could answer within a very short time when he was joyful, and how many or how less he could answer when he was very sad. It was a complete different, like yin and yang. So this person could answer really a lot of questions more right when he was joyful. So this is another test that the Western medicine did in order to find out how emotions work with our own system. So, that all said, destiny, lifestyle, and joy in life, after that only and only after that, we are coming now to the traditional Chinese medicine part, which is the level of Jing inside your body. Jing means essence, life essence, or the essence of matter, basically, from what Qi arises, all right? So then the level of Yuan Qi in your system and the level of Qi in your system. What means Yuan Qi and the level of Qi in your system? So what means the level of Yuan Qi? Yuan Qi, in this case, I'm talking about the condensed Qi, the pre-heavenly Qi within your body, all right? So basically, the pre-heavenly Qi of the inborn Qi level of your body plus the Qi that is condensed within your lower center, which also for some people is considered as the kidneys. So that is another, I cannot say that is another Qi, but that Qi has another effect on your body than the Qi which is basically in flow. Because there are two different kinds of Qi. One is the condensed Qi and one is the level of Qi that flows inside your body. These are two different aspects. These are not two different things. These are not two different Qis, all right? It's one Qi, but two different aspects of the same Qi. So one is the condensed level and one is the level of flow. So all these three together also determine vitality inside your body. All right? But not only them. Of course, we do not forget the lifestyle, we do still not do forget the joy in life and the emotions and the inner life. We cannot forget those. So here we need to understand the level of Jing. Jing basically is given to the human by the parents. So some people also say it is within the genes, the vitality within your genes. According to Grandmaster Long, Jing is the essence of life in the universe, but also in the microverse, the human body. So, Jing is a thick, fluent, vital stuff of the human body which builds the body basically, and from which Qi can arise or can be extracted. All right? Jing has a lot to do with nutrition. Jing has a lot to do with nutrition. So basically, after that, what your parents gave you, the level of Jing is determined by what you eat. So is this junk food? Your level of Jing will be according to. And is this healthy food and in the best case, organic, healthy food, your level of Jing will be according to. Due to the fact that the Qi rises from Jing, the Qi will also have the attributes of the Jing. So, very short sentence, what is Qi? Qi is only and nothing else than a flow between point A and point B, a flow in between. The oldest Chinese character for qi is upgoing steam. Up to today, it's still the same character, but the character itself did change into simplified and stuff like it changed a couple of times. But the meaning of it still is the upgoing qi. Earth is yin according to Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, and according to the old Taoist teachings, the earth, our earth, represents yin. And heaven represents yang. So the flow in between this yin point and the heavenly yang point is considered as qi, the flow in between. Because steam is rising from the earth towards the sky. So basically, also down is yin, up is yang in this case too. So qi is nothing else than a flow. A very fine flow which you cannot see really. So I do not call it energy, I call it qi because energy is energy and qi is something much more fine than the visible energy. Yeah? Which I call in Chinese terms, it's called li, energy. You can call or refer with the word li. That what you physically can also see. Li. Yeah? But qi, you are not able to see, but you are able to feel because it is very, very fine in its essence and it rises from Jing. Yeah? So the flow in between 2 points is called qi. So how do I explain condensed qi then? Because it should be a flow. Condensed means the flow in a very tiny spot of our body, which called dantian or qi hai in front of the dantian, the ocean of qi, which is a tiny spot in front of the dantian, and the dantian is inside our body basically. I will not give a whole lecture of the, Qigong terms right now, but the dantian basically is called the elixir field of the body, means it's the exact center of our body internally, and the flow around this center and condensing and not flowing out to the extremities, not flowing out to the arms and the legs, but staying there. This is called condensed. But the moment it starts circulating around the meridians, through our body, then it's called flowing qi. So condensed doesn't mean standing still, it just means moving in a very small spot and moving around a very small 0 point. Okay, so basically the level of Jing, as I said, is nutritive. So you must take care what you eat. Again here we go into the lifestyle, and that is determined by external habits. If it's a habit of you that you drink a Coke, or a habit of you that you smoke after every meal, then basically that is what it is and you cannot change it right away. Okay? So you must work on those to make this right. You understand me? Now you are getting my meaning of how the lifestyle can determine everything else and how destiny determines also everything else. Because basically everything what I'm talking right now goes back to this lifestyle. And lifestyle goes back to destiny because there's something we haven't chosen. There's something, like most of the things after being born and after getting to a certain age, we are choosing ourselves. We have this free will and we choose what we do. But we haven't chose to be born in this country. It was not my choice to be born to this mother and this father and into that family. It was not my choice to be born in this part of the world and this time of the world. It was not my choice to be born into that culture and to open my eyes into the rituals of that certain culture where I was born to. So all that I put together into this world destiny. It was not my choice. If it was your choice, if you still can remember it, cool for you. I cannot remember that choice. So it was given to me, you understand, from something that is bigger than my imagination and something that is not describable. It's not definable. It's not really that something that I can describe or define, you understand? It's something bigger. And we in the West, we really want to explain everything immediately, and everything should be in order. Everything should fit into a, cupboard or fit into a box, and then it's good. Then we are fine. That's why we want to explain this and where it comes from, and we want to explain the Tao. We want to explain God, which we can't. We must understand that. That's the why. There is something, it doesn't matter what I'm speaking here, there's something much far before that happened. And that basically affects everything else that comes. Because it was not my choice. I can make Qigong, I can practice Qigong. But it is not my choice to be born somewhere that I will have through my habits, which is given from the genes of my parents to me, which is also not my choice, it's also this one. So I cannot really be sure that I will be born somewhere and have the character attributes that I will meet a Qigong master and that I will go to him and that I will ask for Qigong and that I will learn all that. That is all written before. And before you understand that fact, you will not understand health. You will not understand the immune system and nothing else here. You must understand that fact first, connected to that your lifestyle, because it is your character. And the character is formed by your genes and by the time and the cultural habits around you when you were born. You understand? It is not your choice. Later it's your choice with your free will, but before that point it's not your choice. So that later you can make out of that what you can, your external habits. Slowly, 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 slowly you can change them. But up to a point it was not your choice. So once you understand that, you will understand that everything what I'm explaining here has only to do basically with the fact that it was written somewhere before I was born that I get sick or not, and it is my destiny. But now, when I say that, everybody could say, okay, then I can just lay down there and do nothing, because if it's my destiny, I will be healthy anyway. Bullshit. Because if it's your destiny, then your tools will be given to you, then your Qigong will be given to you, or your nutrition or your prayers will be given to you, your healthy food will be given to you, your healthy lifestyle will be given to you, and you will make the right choices to be healthy. As simple as that. And if you lay down there and do nothing, and if you take all the drugs of the world because you think it's your destiny and it's already written down, then you only prove one thing. You only prove that your destiny was to be as stupid as you are, to not take your free will into your hands and go for it. That is the only thing that you prove. And when I stand up, and when I do my exercises, and when I take healthy food into my system, and when I surround myself with healthy people, and when I surround myself with people who are pushing my health and pushing my joy and pushing my emotions in a positive way, then I only prove that that was written before I was born. Only these two ways. There is no other third way. So basically, all what you do in your life with your free will, it's a proof of what was written before. And let's say, to not work for it and to think everything will become by itself, it's only a proof that was written for you that you shouldn't do anything. Yeah? And should be unhealthy. So therefore, now continuing with these points, the Jing has to do with nutrition, as I said, which again has to do with your external habits, because you cannot eat only today good and healthy and think that's good for the rest of your life. It must be a habit. So if it wasn't your habit until now, okay, then make a plan how to change these habits with the time. All right? So, and these habits determine your lifestyle, and your lifestyle is determined basically by your character, which is written inside your destiny, which was written already within your destiny. Because your character, a character of a person is there with when it is born, and with the time it grows up with the education, what the parents give to the kid. But mostly it's not a real choice what a person has. But after a point when you are conscious enough to take it into your own hand, and that is what all the systems from Far East to the West tell to you, may it be a belief system or a Qigong system or a health system or whatsoever, they all say take it to your hands and make the best out of what you got. So means you have the power to change your habits, you only need a good plan. So once you change your external habits, you also can start to change your internal habits. How you receive things, how you emotionally react on things that happens to you. So after that, basically, the change of nutrition is really not difficult when you have really changed those two, when you made it happen to change those two, the external and the internal habits. Once you were able to change those, the nutrition is not really the point, because it became later, with the time, it will become a habit to eat healthy. You understand? Without you are fighting against that. So, the level of qi condensed is determined by that, because the qi arises from Jing through breath, through the right breathing method. So, that again is not a topic of today. So, breathing and how the qi really arises from that is a whole different story. We have given this many times in our Hu Chun Qigong system. It's very easy. You breathe to your dantian and don't have any big thoughts, because we don't want it happens that it gets into Yigong. We want it stays as Qigong. It shouldn't be a mind work. It should be just a Qi work, a work with Qi. So therefore, the breathing, We have the 4 principles of breathing that I can tell you because it's very short here. Breathe slow, breathe quiet, breathe deep, and breathe steady. These 4 you remember, and everything is fine. You do not need to have your mind power in addition to that. You don't need to have a imagination in addition to that, because that all uses this condensed chi and leads it somewhere into your body, while this is still not filled enough. You understand? But what we want is the level of chi, the yuan chi, and also the post-heavenly chi in condensed manner. So all what we want is make this completely full and make this condensed chi completely filled and, as it says, condensed before you start moving it through your body. Because once this is empty, it's not as easy to fill it as to make the chi flow. Make it flow, it's very easy. It's one thought already that the chi is on my palm, and one thought, one move already it's there. But it is not that easy to make chi out of Jing than make the chi flow in your body. You understand? So therefore, the more important thing is to condense the chi, and that is Yishu Dantian, my friends. Yishu Dantian. Having the Ziwu Jue Mudra. Basically the mother mudra, Ziwu Jue. Or just putting your hands, if you are male, right hand in front of your left hand. If you are female, left hand in front of your right hand. In front of the chi hai, below the navel, all right? A little bit below the navel. Put it there and breathe to that area. That's it. With the 4 principles that I just explained to you. The 4 principles of breathing. And that's it. That's all you need. And you don't ask me of reverse breathing or natural breathing whatsoever. Keep these 4 principles and do them. That will be enough to condense the chi. And do this every morning. Again, guess what? Where are we again? Make it to a habit. Make it to an external habit. And if this is not a habit, it will not help to you. And again, where we are, if it's not a habit, means it's not your lifestyle, means it was not your character to do that, means it was not your destiny. So easy. It's your choice. Do it, make it to a habit, then you will prove for yourself, okay, it was my character to have this kind of lifestyle, to have this kind of external habits, to have this kind of, or to learn this kind of Qigong practices. You understand me? So all what I'm talking here, it really all goes back to destiny. It doesn't matter what I say. It goes back to destiny. All right? So, but it's on you to prove it in which way your destiny was written. That is what is in your hands with the free will you got. All right? You can prove if it was written positively for you that you get healthy, or if it was written negative for you. So you don't do anything, you don't practice, you don't pray, you don't eat good, you have a bad lifestyle, you have a bad nutritious habits, you have really bad habits, nightlife every day, drugs, alcohol, smoking. All right? So doing all that, you only prove that it was not written for you to have a healthy life. That's all. So after that is established, basically, means the condensing of qi is established, and this is established when you really feel, basically this goes into also opening the 3 gates, which goes here later, but we are not at the small heavenly circle at this stage. At this stage we are still making this part of the body alive. So, means through your healthy nutrition and your breathing techniques, which I just explained to you, you don't need to be very complicated and ask, should I breathe like this, should I breathe like that? Just do the 4 principles and breathe into your dantian, that's it. Breathe into your center, hold your hands in front of that center, and that's it. And that, the best way you make it to a habit in the young time of the day means the early morning times. This can start from 4 o'clock, from 5 o'clock on. Can also start earlier, but yeah, we are here now, not in the temple. So start from 7, 8, also it's good. But it shouldn't be much after 9 or something like this in the morning. It should be earlier. When the young means the rising energy of the world is the highest, all right? And between 10 and 45 minutes you can stand there and stand to. The direction basically only matters if your form of the home is well. Means when you stand somewhere, and I say stand to the east, let's say, and then you stand in front of a wall and things showing at you which you feel uncomfortable with, then the direction doesn't matter. So you better stand into one direction where you have a good form in front of you, within your home, or you go to the nature. Then southeast or east is a good direction. Southeast or east, also the south. These 3 directions are used traditionally in Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine, all right, or in Chinese Qigong practices. So the south, southeast, or the east. These 3 directions you can use. You can add into that also, of course, prayers. If you are a believer and you believe in some, it can be Taoism, it can be Buddhism, it can be Islam, it can be Christianity, Jewish belief, whatsoever. It doesn't matter what belief you have. If you want to add prayers before your Qigong, after your Qigong, even during your Qigong, which I personally don't prefer, because the Qigong should be as much as possible without the use of mind. It should be really something that happens through you, right? But before and after, yes, you can do that. If you have a prayer that calms you down, because calming down your senses is essential for vitality and essential for the joy in life, because if you are stressed internally, the joy cannot really reach its peak and the joy cannot really manifest itself. You understand? So calming your senses, if prayers help you with that, do it. If sitting there and breathing does it, do it. All right? So after this, condensed means the level of qi condensed is reached, then we are at the level of qi that flows. So how much qi flows through your body? And now we come to two new aspects, which is not written down here. The ability of qi to flow through your body is connected to two ways of relaxedness. One is physical, being physically relaxed, and one is being emotionally, internally, and mentally relaxed. So, why we are doing all these standing positions in order to let qi flow through our body? Because we teach our body to relax itself in any kind of position. Of course, there are positions which are more easy for the qi to flow. When you open up the Hegu points, for example, right here, and open up, make a circle, and within the circle the qi flows much stronger than around some, when you hold your body closed. So there are certain positions where the qi flow is more affected in a positive way than the positions where you close your body and the qi flow has it difficult. And this has to do with relaxation of muscle and relaxation of mental state. So therefore there are two things for the flow of qi. First of all, you need to be able to relax your body. One thing, of course, it's have a good sleep, right? To relax all your muscles. But a part of that also, you need to learn, again, we are back at the habits, you make it a habit, that you be able to relax your body posture at any time at will. Like you are in the bed laying down and sleeping there. But still be wakened and aware of what's going on around you. All right? So your stance, doesn't matter how difficult it looks from the outside, whatever, what kind of stance, or one leg stance or whatsoever. So you must be able to let the relaxation come through you in order that the qi can flow through your entire body. That is the external part. So the ability of dropping your shoulders, the ability of making your shoulders drop and let all the thoughts fall towards earth, it's one thing. And this also already is a bridge into the mental relaxation. The physical relaxation is already a step into the mental relaxation, which is basically the mental state of mind. How relaxed are you with your thoughts and connected to those thoughts with your emotions and connected to your emotions with your whole inner being, with your soul. So this relaxedness is more difficult than the physical relaxedness. Sometimes even in our sleep, we are not relaxed internally. And that is shown by a very, even though you sleep 8 or 9 hours and you get up still very tired. So this is a proof of not being relaxed while you are sleeping. Internally, not being relaxed, okay? So this flow basically is practiced through Qigong, to the right work of Qi. Gong means work, or skills received through hard, determined, continuous work through time. Okay, so Qi Gong means the work with Qi for a period of time, continuously, and the skills out of it. So basically, this Qigong must teach you or should teach you how you can let the Qi flow through your body, but there are also 9 levels of that, which I will not talk today. I have a link for that because I made this lecture before. So you can look at that and to see what means Qigong basically and the 9 levels of Qigong. So basically, now look how tiny this is compared to the whole thing. So please do not come again and say to me, yes, I must do Qigong to make my immune system strong and to be healthy. Look how this is here at the end of the food chain, so to say. You understand? So it's at the end of the whole thing, basically, it's Qigong. It's not the most important, it's not the second most important, it's not the third most important. It's basically the last thing you're using. But of course, not to forget also, like if you are a person who really gives attention to your health and you really, the health is important for you, yes, of course this is also important for you. But it is not the thing. You understand? This everything goes back to your lifestyle, to your destiny, so to say, and basically joy in life. And the last thing, really last important thing maybe, it's the work with Qi. And I say that as a Qigong teacher, you understand me? I say that as a Qigong person who practices Qigong every day, because it is important, yes. But don't overdo it and don't make it to an icon, to your God, and say, Qigong, that is the answer to the disease. That is the answer versus the COVID-19. No, it's not. It's so many other things. And it's only one part of your work that you can do in order to make your immune system a strong one, okay? And most of it is already, I can say all of it is already written down here. You understand? So, therefore, now, that being said, I will not teach you a Qigong method now, because you can learn this if you have a teacher or you had a teacher whatsoever, you already have learned that. And it's not, the lecture is not about Qigong here, the lecture is only about to open the eyes that Qigong alone does not do anything to the immune system. It is so many other aspects what you need to consider here. The Qi flow inside your body is again connected to your ability of relaxation. So all that you cannot forget. When you speak about, let's say, yes, you need Qigong for health, you cannot forget the aspects before Qigong. Meaning, you cannot forget the importance of the level of the condensed Qi within your body. And secondly, you cannot forget the importance of the level of your Jing, which comes through your nutrition, hopefully healthy nutrition within your body, from your body. And you cannot forget the aspects from where these three are connected with. Now, we have just that you have it as an information, but which doesn't really make a difference now when you practice your Qigong, but just that you have a difference, that you have an information of it. So there are different aspects within your body how the Qi works. Or let's say there are different positions within your body for the Qi. One is called Gu Qi, One is called Zong Qi, one is called Zhen Qi. Gu Qi, basically, is, as I've written here, is more rough in the substance and is basically created or arise basically from the stomach and spleen. What means this? This doesn't mean that the stomach creates this qi, but the qi arises from the Jing, means from our nutrition, what we take into ourselves, which then means builds the Jing, which then within the stomach and spleen is converted to qi that arises. So for the question, how does qi come from Jing? This is the answer. The stomach and spleen basically, and especially the spleen, is the main factor of how the qi arises from Jing. So therefore, stomach, grief, the German, Grübel, yeah, I will look it up and write it in English, what this emotion means to you. If you have a lot of this emotion, your stomach and also your spleen will be unhealthy. So then, it doesn't matter how healthy food you eat, how healthy nutrition you take to yourself, the qi that arises from there will be unhealthy as well. So, what means unhealthy? Destructive. Okay? So, that is the gu qi. Then there is zong qi. This is finer than the gu qi. Because basically why this is rough, like gu qi is more rough, as I've written down here, because it's the first state, the first transformation after Jing. The Jing, as we know it, is not as fine as qi. It is like a thick, fluent, let's say, matter, the essence of matter, okay? So the first step, the first transformation from Jing is gu qi. Later on, through the lungs and the heart, this gu qi can change into zong qi. Zong qi means finer, or in this case, like finer qi. What means finer? So you can also zong, also in this case you can say extracted qi from the rough gu qi, extracted into a finer or transformed into a finer form of qi. So that happens in the lungs and the heart. So the heart is basically the governor for the emotions, but the lungs is the main point for the breath, the main organ within our body physically for our breath. So through breathing, when we basically bring the breath, and I don't say the air, I say breath. When we take the breath deep in, down to the dantian, to the area where our hands are located in front of the navel, lower than the navel. So that is where the breath goes. And the air, basically, Sauerstoff, oxygen, goes to the lungs. And within the lungs, it can meet up with the gu qi and change into zong qi, refine. And that happens without you really needing to think of it, without you needing to imagine it. Because if you keep your qi level low, if you keep your qi low, means your emotions doesn't come up. If you keep them low, The breath will go low, down to your dantian, make the qi rise, and meet with the oxygen in the lungs, in the middle dantian, or around the middle dantian. And there a refinement happens, a transformation happens, and this qi becomes finer. Again, this is done with relaxation. Again, this is done with calmness. It is not done with, I want it, I need it, and I need it now. No, it's not done like that. That's why the mind, the waves, and the ideas and the imagination should not be part of this practice here. So, when Zhongqi arises, basically from Zhongqi, later Zhenqi can arise. Basically, this is the mix Zhongqi, right? The Zhongqi and thoughtlessness. Zhongqi, the finer qi, and thoughtlessness can make this qi transform into the most refined way, which is called Zhen qi, true qi. Zhen means true. It's not the Zhen from upright qi. There's also two different qis, Wei qi and Zhen qi, which upright qi, which is basically affecting the immune system externally, and the other one internally. But this is not the Zhen what I'm talking about. Here, this Zhen here, it's called basically the truth, the true qi. And this is the most refined version. So the first Gu qi is rough, Zong qi is finer, Zhen qi is the refined qi which we truly need. And now we are at the point where we come to the strong immune system, okay, or how to affect the immune system with qi. Basically, all before that is not really affecting the immune system at all. But after that, if you got this Zhen qi, the true qi, basically, the Zhen qi divides into yin and yang qi. Yin qi goes into the organs and is nutritive here. So, yang qi, also called wei qi, wei from ziwei. Ziwei, like the meaning of wei comes from ziwei, and this means self-defense. So wei qi is defensive qi. So this wei qi basically is there for the defense of the system. Okay, so this is called yang qi, and this part, it doesn't go to the inner organs. It also doesn't go, let's say, only through the meridians of the body. It is outside of the meridians in the surface of our body. 2 to 3 millimeters within the skin, 2 to 3 millimeters outside the skin, and this can go up to, when I open my hands and my feet, up to this area of, let's say, 2 to 3 meters altogether, what you have when you open up your hands and your feet. And this is the third aura, so to call. And that is the wei qi, yeah, the defensive qi, the yang qi. Okay, and that is the difference of yin qi and yang qi. The yin qi vitalizes inside our body, our organs, and it is basically also therefore, you can say, the production and the flow of blood also in the core of our body. And the yang qi here basically is, or has the task to protect our body. So that's why it's called Wei Qi, Wei from self-protection or self-defense, okay, from Zi Wei, all right? So basically here we have, in the last spot of all what I'm talking just now, the last aspect, it's the very last aspect where we come to the protection. You understand? So there are so many other points you need to take care of that your qi, in fact, can protect your system. And that also don't goes only into physicality, it also goes into mental protection, which is not the topic today. But that again goes into habits, and that again goes into lifestyle, that again goes into destiny. Okay? So it is really, really not a matter of, yes, today I do Qigong and I'm protected. No. It's far, far more than that, and it's much, much more than that. You understand? So, therefore, all what I talked just now, basically, it comes back into two things. All that comes back to two main aspects. One aspect is how to handle destructive powers outside of your body, a good immune in the outside. This comes from here. I'm going to come to this question, these two questions here. A good immune system in the outside. And the second question is, or the second aspect is, how to handle destructive powers inside, in the inside. Okay, these are the two very different and very significant, or let's say these two have a very significant differences. So the immune system is not only there for protect yourself like a wall, not letting anything in. No, that's not only the work of the immune system. The immune system also works inside your body. Okay? How to handle destructive powers inside your body. And I'm not talking only about viruses and bacteria, germs and stuff like this. I talk about destructive powers inside yourself. This could be thoughts, destructive energies, destructive emotions. All of that is part of the destructive powers inside your body, and is part of, let's say, what the inner defense system need to be aware of. You understand? It's not only about viruses and germs and bacteria. Okay? So, now all that comes back to two questions. One is, what kind of person are you? Again, what kind of person are you? Are you naturally a person who goes immediately against everything what comes at you? Or are you a person who essentially goes with the things what comes at you? These two questions are the key of the whole thing here. Basically, you don't need any of this knowledge if you know that. What kind of person are you? Are you a person who blocks everything automatically from nature? Are you against everything? Then this means your outer immune system will be also strong naturally by these kind of people. And I know a lot of people who are like this. And their immune system is completely strong, really completely strong. They're very, very, very rare that I see those people who are really blocking everything away, that they get really sick. I rarely see that. And then there are people, they go with the things what come at them. Means they are not blocking those happenings. And what means things? What I mean with things is happenings in life, things what happen to you. So if you're a person who deal with things and go with things together in a flow, in harmony, then maybe your immune system in the outside is not so strong. So means your defense system and your gates are open for incoming anything. Can be bacteria and germs and viruses, but you can handle them inside better. And you learn from that what's happening inside. So these kind of two questions you have to answer for yourself, and then the thing is to find a balance and an awareness when to block things and when to go with the things. Go with the flow. You getting what I'm saying here? Because it's not really a defense system that protects you from illness. All right? It is more what kind of person you are. You understand? If you are naturally a person, not to forget this one, if you are naturally a person who blocks everything and is against everything, against new ideas, against new actions and against everything, your immune system could be very strong. And also mostly these people have a lot of allergy, a lot of allergies. In German called Heuschnupfen and stuff like this, and dust, Stauballergie and all that, because the immune system is so strong and reacts immediately to everything. So you have a reaction to everything and anything immediately and strong. So that is when you are naturally against things in your life, in things what happen in your life to you. So, but then basically your inner ability to handle things is maybe not as strong. Do you understand me? So your inner system can break together and apart very easily because you are not used that bad energies are inside your system, because you block all of them. But the person who is used to go with the things, go with the flow in life, his inner system is stronger and very strong core, and illuminate everything from there to outside, but maybe the system to defend incoming attacks, let's say, is not as strong. So the point here is to find a middle way how you can understand your system and your being, yourself, your inner being, and how you can determine when it's the good time to be against something and when it's good to let everything come and go with the flow. Because you need both. You need a good structure to fend off bad energies, but you also need the power internally, inside your system, to deal with those energies once they are in. Okay, man, that's all for today. I talked so much, and man, I hope you got the idea behind all this talk. And because that all is nothing, what I've written here is nothing. The idea is that you are not really saying or you are not really controlling what's going on, and you should understand that. You are not, you have the things not under control. You must understand that. Once you understand that, everything will be cooler and finer because you relax, because you know, okay, I will do what I can do. But I also know it is not in my hands. It is already written there. I will do what I can do, but what will happen, this is already written down, and that's it. Then you will relax, and automatically the chi will flow, and automatically the stress will go, and automatically the thoughts will fall, like stressful thoughts and all that kind of stuff, will fall downward earth because you let go. You understand? Yeah, man. Enough for today. Look at this mess. I don't know if you got something out of it, but I hope you got something, and I hope you can work with this for yourself. And especially in these times, look, I have written a book 12, 13 years ago. Yeah, it's called in German Freiheit, and it had the slogan on it: Erkenne deine Freiheit, indem du aufhörst, deine Gefangenschaft zu ignorieren. Again, erkenne deine Freiheit, indem du aufhörst, deine Gefangenschaft zu ignorieren. Now, I don't know how to translate this thing into English, but back then, this was like between 2006 and 2009, I published it, and then some of my students, one of my students basically told two of other students that they should put it together into one book, and now we have a book, because later I took it down from the internet. It was an ebook, and still one of my students have this book. Yeah. So in this book I have written about this. In this book I have written about also today and all that what's happening here. And this is 10, 15 years ago. Let's say 12, 13 years ago. Okay? So there is no point on holding on something. So when I go back to the title of the book, Freiheit means freedom, and the slogan, Erkenne deine Freiheit, be aware of your freedom, indem du aufhörst, deine Gefangenschaft zu ignorieren. Whilst you stop ignoring your slavery. So you need to stop to ignore that you are a slave to understand your freedom and to be aware of your freedom. I don't know if you get the meaning behind these words. It's very bad translation right now. My English is also very bad, but it's in German it makes more sense, okay? So maybe someone can translate it later. Make a comment under this video. Erkenne deine Freiheit, indem du aufhörst, deine Gefangenschaft zu ignorieren. Yeah? So you really need to get rid of this idea that you have everything under control. You don't. You need to get rid of this idea that everything is in basically your hands, and your Qigong will heal you, and your Qigong will heal others, and your nutrition will heal you, or whatsoever. No, it's not. It's written down already. And then it's your lifestyle, and then it's your external habits, and then it's your inner habits, which was written down before, you understand? So what you can do today is do the best out of it, but it's not done with only Qigong. You understand? Don't come with this idea, yes, now I teach you the best Qigong, so you don't get sick anymore. I teach you this method, and then you have a very strong immune system. No, you don't. Okay? So that's why also there are systems around that teach you some exercises, and with these exercises suddenly your immune system goes up. Hey, this is temporary. You need to work on your inner self, you understand? The immune system is such a big, I don't want to say complicated, but complex system. And about the Western medicine, I didn't even talk here. Okay? So this all is like the knowledge about the Far East and my own ideas. And now take the Western medicine into it. The immune system works so complex. So it is not done with a couple of tools what you received and a Qigong method or a training method. No, it is a lot more than that. But on the other hand, again, it is simple when you go back to here and then go back to here. And from there, learn how to change your habits. For that, search for the 5 dragons. Search for that. And don't think now Ismet wants to sell another teaching of him. No. Search for the 5 dragons. Look up what the 5 dragons are. Look up what their meanings are. And what our teaching is about that. And then learn how to change your life and your habits instead of trying to get a tool, maybe a Chinese tool or a Western tool or whatsoever to boost up your immune system. No, it will not work like that. And sooner or later you will see it. But what you program within yourself, within your inner, very deep soul, that stays. You understand? If you are able to program your life, and this goes here, with external and internal habits, which goes in joy in life, vitality, emotions, how you handle these emotions. And this is completely connected to the 5 dragons and the 5 elements, basically, also to the 5 animal Qigong what you have. But basically, it is mainly connected to the 5 dragons. So how you program your life, the ability of writing your main structure of your life, okay? So if you are able to do that, you are really able to change your life extensively for the future and not only for a period of time, okay? I hope, at least as my student, if you are my student, I hope you stop selling Qigong for this situation right now. This is the worst thing you can do. Stop selling it for the sake of, yes, with this Qigong you can make your immune system stronger and then the coronavirus will not hit you and stuff. Please don't do that if you are my student. If other people do it, I don't care. But don't sell Qigong now. People are dying there, okay? And you are making money out of it. Don't do it. Please don't do that, okay? And the only reason I did this today, it's that I see even my students, some of them, started to sell Qigong to boost their immune system against this coronavirus while people are dying there. And that is wrong, you understand me? And that's the only reason I did this, because there's no need to explain all that. If you do your Qigong will work. You don't need to know this knowledge. You don't have to have this knowledge, okay? The Qi is anyway flowing through you and through me. If not, we would be dead already. So all that is not really necessary for you to continue your Qigong. But it was necessary for me to tell you, please stop selling Qigong for the cost of death, okay? Don't do that. Peace out.